said Mustafa.
Miss Renee Show.
I say
We
Mustafa.
on the Miss Renee Show.
I
Show.
say
Miss
Mustafa.
Renee Show.
Here's Morgan Johnson, no curfew.
Miss Renee Show.
All
Okay,
right,
I like that right there. Miss Renee
Renee
Show.
Allen and friends, y'all.
Hey, Miss Renee Show. Oh yeah, we on.
Miss Renee Show.
Thank you for tuning in. God bless you.
God bless. Good night, y'all.
Renee Show. Better sing it one more time, y'all.
Awesome.
Hey, hey.
Hello, hello, hello. You know how Lance London, Caroline Kitchen says, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends show on this beautiful evening in the nation's capital. Look, we're right across from Howard University. I love this location here at the WLVS studio. Today is going to be Girl Power Evening. And you'll see why with the guests that we have. So I thought it would be fitting for me to show myself and my two sisters, bam, boom, padow. Sonia, Lisa, and Renee in that stair-step order. Those are my siblings, and I wanted to include them on today since we're going to be talking about a lot of girl power. All right, thank you so much. Last week, we had Melanie Gamble, broker and owner of Remax Supreme, right here in the studio. She's also been a sponsor, and I promised to show this picture at the NAACP Book Fair. There it goes. Yes, her and her husband and three gorgeous, handsome boys with her new book. It's just wonderful. You know, she's phenomenal. Last year, she did over $20 million in real estate sales. I'm just so proud of her, so happy to call her my friend. She sponsored the show at one time. We had a picture we went out to the ocean air and had a ball, and she's just a phenomenal person, you know, just always surprising with something, always giving to the community. And I just wanted to make sure I did what I promised. So thank you, Melanie Gamble. Again, tonight's going to be girl power. I wanted to show you a few things that went on this past week that we talked about. One was moms who rock. And I want to start off by showing a picture of my mom and I on the deck of one of the homes that I had. And just thank my mom. There she is. Just thank you, Charlotte Frazier, for just being everything that you were in my life. And you're responsible for everything that I am and will be because you poured into me so much, and I love you so much. There's some other pictures with Moms Who Rock. Andrea Mayberry right there on Great Morning Washington, or Great Day Washington. Don't kill me, Renee Peace Carr. Great Day Washington last Friday. And Marquette, the wonderful host, is in orange. And of course, Andrea Mayberry, the mother of the gentleman who plays Hakeem on Empire, has a book. And it's just a wonderful book about their lives and their journey and how he got to where he is on Empire. There it is right there. Yes, yes. Raising Brashear Before Empire. And it's a great read, a great, phenomenal woman. And she had an extraordinary event with wonderful women like our friend Maggie Fancy Francois, and so many women. It was just phenomenal. Do we have some more? I think we had a few more pictures. There's while he's doing that, we had Mia. There's my son, yes, Chase Joseph, who's a poet and getting ready to launch his first poetry book. So I thought that was fitting since it's my show to put my son on too. So bam! Hey, Chase. All right, so look, I want all the moms and fathers just to inspire your children. They may not want to do what you want them to do, but if they have some type of motivation and inspiration, help them, guide them, inspire them, and empower them to be what God put them on this earth to be. How about that? Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm talking to myself too. All right, so Mia Wright is a friend to the show. This beautiful woman battled cancer at least 2 times, and one of the most aggressive cancers, which is cervical. And she has made it her life's journey, her life's work to help women and men who have cancer and their families. So she's extended it to just helping the whole spectrum. And I looked on Facebook and I saw this wonderful story about her in Honduras a year ago. 3 days from now, she'll be going to Honduras on a wonderful trip to help and serve and give as she knows how to do. And I just wanted to wish her well on her trip and all of the team that's going to be with We Can Survive organization. So just congratulations, Mia. Love you so much. Now, everyone, if you tuned in last week, you did see Mo Dickus, and he is the executive producer for BKE Events, and he gives the most awesome events, and one of those were DC Swim Week, DCSW, at the French Embassy, and I happened to be one of the hosts. I was so honored. And we had such a ball. That was a long runway, y'all. And we had Mrs. United States. She was just there. She is gorgeous. She was just crowned, I believe, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and she flew up from Florida. Everyone was in that audience. It was star-studded. My dear friend to Washington, D.C., Derek Rutledge was my special guest. Of course, everyone knows him as the makeup extraordinaire, and now actually doing Oprah's face and does it so well. Every Oprah magazine, I look at Derek's work, and he's just so humble and so graceful. And I just want to say I love you, Derek, and good luck with everything you're doing. I know you have a great year coming up, so I won't spill the beans because we're going to get him on this show, okay? Now, there's some other things going on. Hey, how are you? This is a lot going on in this studio, y'all. So I'm just looking. You see these cupcakes here? Oh, yes. I love when they bring the goodies into the studio. And that Sweet Doves taste like heaven. And you'll be meeting Javon in a few moments because she's actually our first guest. I think I covered just about what I wanted to show you from last week, but I wanted to give a shout out to Pray It Loud because through Pray It Loud, my dear friend Bevelyn, I met Javon when she did a huge conference up on Capitol Hill, and I was privy to be one of the panelists. And I met Javon, her daughter-in-law, and her son is here in the studio, and that is one wonderful woman of God, just one of the most graceful, elegant women that I've met in my adulthood. And just thank you so much for bringing Javon into my life, into the studio, so we can share her with the WLVS listeners. Thank you so much. Yes, I know what I'm missing, my bell. Okay, so listen, I have someone on the line, and I'm wearing this T-shirt. Now, let me see now. Okay, I'm taking it off of wait, let me see. Am I doing this right? Oh, my goodness. Okay, I took it off speaker. Okay, is Nakia Marie there?
Hey, I'm here.
Yay! I'm getting my bell. Hold on one second.
Hey.
Hey, darling, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm wearing your pretty girl's weight T-shirt. You see it?
I know. I'm looking at you, and you look absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Who wouldn't look beautiful in this T-shirt, honey? They need to see your face. Listen, I don't even know if I have a picture of Nakia Marie, if we can pop one up. But listen, and it's Nikea. Listen, I want you to tell the listeners about this wonderful conference. I actually attended and spoke at your last year's conference. Can you tell them what Pretty Girls Weight means, how it came about, and why you are pouring into the women in Virginia?
Well, we started an organization, and it's called Pretty Girls Weight, and pretty means pure, righteous, eternally true to you. And we have our scripture, Philippians 4:8, which is our scripture that says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, is basically think of these things. And sometimes we're not just talking about pure as far as like sex and things like that, but just even your mindset and being, pure in just all the areas of your life. And so we're just excited because we have a lot of women that are a part of our group, and we inspire. And it's not just waiting on a man, but just even if you're waiting for your purpose or waiting for the next level of your life, that you have a group of women that support. We serve the girls 13 to 17, and we have women 18 to 70. And
Yes.
so it's just a phenomenal time. We're all getting together. This weekend is our conference. It's in Washington, D.C., and it's the fourth Friday night. We're actually turning the church into a club. So it's like a lounge. So we're going to have all kinds of music and spoken word artists. We're going to have men and women, a panel discussion, and we're going to have I'm singing my new songs. And it's just going to be great.
Yes.
Saturday morning we're coming back together. We're having food trucks. I mean, we're just doing it up. So I just encourage you, if you're a woman, come out. You know, it's going to be an awesome time. It's only $25 for 2 days. And we're just excited about what's going to happen this weekend.
And what date is it again, Nakia?
It's Friday, August 4th through Saturday, August 5th. And it starts Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Doors open, and we're just going to have an amazing time. We got mocktails we're serving and different things. Just have a good time, and it's at Dominion Church of Washington, D.C. It's 5335 First Place Northeast, Washington, D.C., and there is parking. So everyone's like, where's parking?
How can they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me on Facebook, Instagram, all those social media pages at Pretty Girls Wait or Nakia Marie 313, and that's Nikea Marie 313 on Instagram, and just Nakia Marie on Facebook, and Pretty Girls Wait on both.
Wonderful, girl. Well, you're pretty on the inside as well as the outside. I love you. You know, our co-host here, Nakia, your namesake, we were talking about you the other evening, and I will see you there at this wonderful event.
Oh, yay. I can't wait, and I love you so much, and thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, we got to plug Dawn Harvey. Yay!
Yes. You know she's going to be in the house. That's my girl.
Yes. Thank you, Nakia Marie. I love her, too, and I love you. Take care, girl. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, honey. Love you.
All right. Love you, too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was awesome. Well, listen, let's get this show started. We are going to listen to a song called No Curfew, and that's Morgan Johnson right here in the studio. She runs things, y'all, and she also utilizes the studio because she has a gorgeous voice. So I want you to hear this song, enjoy it. We'll be right back with our first guest that did all this. I'll see you in a few.
Gave my best to some who only gave their worst, but that's alright. I never had your love, well you won't be the last, knowing you my first, so that's alright. 'Cause this life will be back around. So good is love if your heart is where it stays? Now that ain't right. And what good's a song if you don't sing your pain away every night? 'Cause this life will be
Quiet on the set. Did y'all hear that? You know, live radio and television, you always have some bloopers. Look, but I just like to warn people to be quiet on the set because sometimes it gets distracting. And I have a lot of people in the studio today. Usually I have 2 people. So welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting this show because it's just for you. It's a platform for people just to know what's going on and be able to present their product or purpose or passion. And I do it all here at WLVS, and I love the family here. I am sitting next to a dear soul, one of my friends, Bevelyn's daughter-in-law.
Yes.
And the wife of that man sitting over there. So, and it's Jovan Gerald. You like to go by Jovan L. Gerald, right?
Or Javon Gerald, because my husband wanted me to drop Lewis.
He does. Oh. Oh, I'm going to pray for that one.
Yeah. Gotta keep Lewis for my father.
Yes. And it looks like he understands
Yes.
that. You know, men they just like to, they love you all over and all that. You know, he means well. Listen, we are sitting here because there's so much going on with Jovan, and we were at Moms Who Rock when I actually ran back into her and wanted her to come on the show, as well as the other guests. This is a girl power show, and let's talk about, first of all, your first, called Girl. What does that mean? How did you come up with that?
Yes, so Girl Inc. is my passion. That's my nonprofit, and it's an acronym. And it stands for Got the Intelligence to Rule My Life.
Ooh, yes. Got the intelligence to rule my life. Yes, indeed.
Yes, and it's a nonprofit. It's a 501c3, and I cater to young ladies whose parents are incarcerated, absent, or military deployed. And the ages are from ages 10 to 18.
Well, let's see how they can get a hold of you right now in case someone tunes off or something, so they can get your information, because that's important.
Yes.
Incarcerated,
Absent, and in the military.
wow.
Yes.
Yes, a lot of military kids need a lot of attention.
Especially in this area.
Yeah, because
Yes.
they'll take mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do they get a hold of you?
Yes, you can reach me at www.girl-inc.org, or you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and it's G.I.R.L.
Yeah. Girl,
Girl.
not girls. Girl.
Yes, don't get confused. Don't add that S. It's just girl. Yes.
Well, I see. Let's talk about this first, because is this your first?
This is my fourth one.
Wow.
Yes, this is my fourth annual empowerment brunch. This year's theme is What Your Legacy. And I'm excited because I get to bring my girls in and they get to meet all the women from around the community, and it's a great way for them to bond and network. And this year I'm expecting close to 150 women to participate. Yes.
So what happens at the conference?
Yes, so we have a panel discussion where we actually analyze the theme, what's your legacy? So I'm going to have women from all spectrum of life, from the White House, from the White House, under the Obama administration and the Trump administration. So that's like a great little spin to that, a little controversy. I love it. From the education field, and also from the entrepreneur, just mothers at work, mothers at home, taking care of their children, having that balance. So it's a great little panel discussion. It's a Q&A as well. And then I'm also going to have a couple of my girls to actually be on the panal as well.
Nice.
Yes, I'm excited.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to be there.
Please
I'm going to
do.
take one of these and keep it over here for me.
You on the list.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. So who inspired you?
Wow, my girls actually inspired me. Actually, I've been teaching for 12 years. And I just noticed in the school systems, the girls sometimes get overlooked by the boys because the boys tend to have more behavior issues, or they're louder, and sometimes the girls get overlooked because of that. So when I started analyzing and dissecting, I was like, I need something for these girls. I need myself growing up. And that's why I try to be, to these young girls, someone that I needed growing up.
Wow, that's strong what you just said. Because once you've grown up, you can look in hindsight, but it's already done.
Yeah.
So, wow. Well, you have Bevelyn, so I know you're going to be all right.
Yes. She's awesome.
So let's talk about these scrumptious-looking cupcakes that I just want to devour one already. What's going on with Dove? Sweet Doves.
Yes. So Sweet Doves was actually named after my late father. He was a baker, a kitchen baker. And his nickname was Dove because he was so fly.
Oh.
So I came up with the name Sweet Dove because he always had a sweet tooth. So Sweet Dove's Cupcakes after he passed away.
See, there's always a story behind things. I love that.
Yeah.
And they used to really dress the right way, head to toe, handkerchief, everything, right?
That
Tell
was
us
him.
about your dad, girl, for a minute.
Three-piece suit. Oh my goodness! Every time there's everything was coordinated. You remember that movie Coming to America?
Yes.
And he was coordinated. That was my dad. Everything had to match.
Yeah.
He was a life of the party. He always loved to dance. Everywhere he goes, he wanted to cook in somebody else's kitchen. So I just want to pay honor for my father because he was a great man.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much
Thank you
for
for
coming in, bringing these sweets, bringing your husband. Let her keep that L. And any last words you have for our viewers?
No, just please check me out on my website at sweetdoves.com, sweetdovescupcakes.com. Also, you can follow us on social media. All the social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Sweet Doves Cupcakes.
Sweet Doves, y'all.
Yes.
All right. Support this girl here. She's doing a lot of things. This girl.
Yes, Girl Inc.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Miss Renee Show. Hey, Miss Renee Show. Where we at on Miss Renee Show? I said where we at, y'all, on the Miss Renee Show. Yeah, where we at, y'all? Hey, where we at, y'all? Right here on Georgia Avenue. Oh yeah, we right here, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
We gon' sing right here.
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah, Miss Renee.
Renee Show.
Oh yeah, we gon' do it here.
Miss Renee Show.
Right here in Listen Vision, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
Oh yeah, Miss Renee.
Miss Renee Show.
I like how you sing it.
Thank you, Mustafa.
Girl, I like how you sing it now.
Thank you, Mustafa.
And where we at now?
Miss Renee Show.
If they didn't know it's,
Thank you, Mustafa.
hey, you're welcome, Miss.
Miss Renee Show.
Make sure y'all tune in.
Well, Miss Renee Show.
Yeah, tune in.
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah, tune in.
Miss Renee Show.
Oh yeah, I need you to tune in.
Miss Renee Show.
We just getting started, but tune in, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
In a minute we gonna have to leave, but
You're listening to Sharice Jones and Mustafa Captain Soul Star. Thank you for tuning in. I love them. I don't want the show to end. God bless you. Stay tuned for H.O. Barner, Our Power.
okay, let's go.
Miss Renee Show.
I think I feel good right now on it.
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah.
Miss Renee Show.
Uh-oh.
I said Mustafa.
Miss Renee Show.
I say Mustafa.
We on the Miss Renee Show.
I say Mustafa.
Miss Renee Show.
Here's Morgan Johnson. No curfew. Miss Renee Show.
Okay, I like that right there. Miss Renee Show.
Renee Allen and friends, y'all.
Hey, Miss Renee Show. Oh yeah, we on.
Miss Renee Show.
Thank you for tuning in.
God bless. Good night, y'all.
Better sing it one more time, y'all.
Hey. Miss Renee Show. Hey, Miss Renee Show. Where we at on Miss Renee Show? I said where we at, y'all, on the Miss Renee Show. Yeah, where we at, y'all? Hey, where we at, y'all? Right here on Georgia Avenue. Oh yeah, we right here, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
We gon' sing right here.
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah, Miss Renee.
Renee Show.
Oh yeah, we gon' do it here.
Miss Renee Show.
Right here in Listen Vision, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
Oh yeah, Miss Renee.
Miss Renee Show.
I like how you sing it.
Thank you, Mustafa.
Girl, I like how you sing it now.
Thank you, Mustafa.
And where we at now?
Miss Renee Show.
If they didn't know it's,
Thank you, Mustafa.
hey, you're welcome, miss.
Miss Renee Show.
Make sure y'all tune in.
Well, Miss Renee Show.
Tune in.
Miss Renee Show.
Yeah, tune in.
Miss Renee Show.
Oh yeah, I need you to tune in.
Miss Renee Show.
We just getting started, but tune in, y'all.
Miss Renee Show.
In a minute we gonna have to leave, but
You're listening to Sharice Jones and Mustafa Captain. Soul Star. Thank you for tuning in. I love them. I want the show to end. God bless you. Stay tuned for H.O. Barner, Our Power.
Hello and welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends Show right here on WLVS Radio, the largest online broadcast in the United States, right across from Howard University. And I'm sitting right next to Mukame. I love singing your name, Mukame.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's so great to be here, Renee. Thank you so much for having me.
So welcome. We came such a long distance. I'm so excited. Listen, she just launched a nationwide launch of her Royals Avatar dolls. I fell in love with her. We did a panel at Moms Who Rock. And then I fell in love with her dream. And now we're just connecting, collaborating, and partnering. There you go, girl.
That's exactly right. It's all about inspiring and empowering our girls. And I'm just so grateful that I get that opportunity to talk to you more.
Well, let's talk. Let's hear from you.
Yes.
Let's hear about this whole story. Because I know you've been on Huffington Post, USA Today. I mean, you're just everywhere launching this yesterday. So thank you for taking the time. Let's talk about these phenomenal dolls.
Thank you. So it's crazy what our children will drive us to do. My daughter Zara was just about 4 when I realized that she was going through what I call an identity crisis. And it was initially as a result of her struggling with her hair, her texture of her hair, and feeling like she wasn't pretty, she wasn't beautiful, she wasn't enough. And as I tried to figure out a solution for her, I discovered in my conversations with other moms and other women out there that they had had the same conversation with their daughters about how perfect they are just the way they are, and it wasn't having the kind of impact and effect that we needed it to have. And then of course I went off to social media because there's a lot of information that you can gather from engaging with your people on social media. And I did this survey that engaged almost 400 women from all over the world, and the only thing that connected all of them was this idea that they had a girl child in their life that was aged between 3 and 12. And what came back to me in terms of responses to the questions just blew me away. As women and as girls, we have an issue that has to do with how we feel about ourselves and not being enough. We're always nitpicking, we're putting ourselves down, we're too difficult on ourselves. Essentially, it became apparent to me that we needed to do something to disrupt the definition, the standard, the ideals around beauty. And create a shift in the narrative that exists around our girls right now, so that it becomes about their brilliance and their tenacity and their compassion and their courage, not necessarily about these external entities, but those things about them that exist in our girls innately. Yeah, so that's what inspired me to come up with a solution, which are the Royals avatars. And we're calling them avatars because they're more than just dolls.
Yes, that was my next question. So keep going, girl. You are doing great.
Absolutely. They're more than just dolls. They are superheroes for our girls. They are representations of all that is possible for girls all over the world. They really show our girls that they are enough just the way they are. Their stories, their life experiences, the journeys that they're on, what they're striving towards in in their lives are really representative of this life that our girls should be aspiring towards, that they're already fully equipped to live out. And so the idea is to bring a very holistic and truly immersive play experience to all our girls, certainly beginning with our brown and black girls, because this is the fiercest collection of brown and black avatars you've ever laid your eyes on.
I am so impressed. The vibrancy and the color and the details. And can we hold one up?
Oh, absolutely. I'll hold on.
my
I'll hold up
goodness.
one of my absolute favorites. And currently, these avatars and their information and a little bit about their stories is available on our Kickstarter campaign, which we'll talk about in a bit. But
Yes.
her name is Teti.
Teti.
Teti is actually inspired by my mom, Teti. And my daughter's middle name is Teti, named after her grandmother. Teti is a single mom of 3 children that stumbled into her gift and her passion. She kept a journal all her life. And as she raised her children, she began to realize that aside from educating them and teaching them how to read and engage in storytelling, that these characters that she'd put down in her journal just came to life on, just on their own. So she's this celebrated contemporary fiction writer that is infusing her cultural heritage and her life experiences into these stories that help kids and girls in particular realize all that is possible for them.
Wow. Well, that's Teti.
This is Teti.
So let's meet the second one.
Absolutely. This is Tani.
I think this is my favorite because of her.
So she has
look
a
at that.
special story. Absolutely. So Tani, and I'll hold her this way so you can check her out in a little bit of a close-up view. Tani is grew up with an ailment that rendered her a paraplegic. But you know what's so interesting about the 21st century? We're living in an environment where technology plays a huge impact on our world.
Yes.
And because of technology, her mom noticed as she was growing up that every time the music went on, she would just move her body and want to dance. And once she started to speak, all she would talk about is dancing. And so this is a grown woman that is leveraging the fiercest technology through her prosthetic limbs and is an
Yes.
amazing contemporary dancer. And what she's done is that she's actually channeled all that insecurity and all those inadequacies that you feel as not just as someone who might have a physical disability, but just growing up as a woman with something that sets you apart as different.
Uncertainty.
Yes, she's channeled all that energy and all that experience into her artistry and is quite literally transforming the lives of every single person that has exposure to her dancing.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And so the idea with these avatars is to, number one, not just give our girls something beautiful and precious to hold on to grow up with, but to really open their eyes and their hearts and their minds to all that is possible for them, regardless of what they feel about them separates them as different. In fact, in my mind's eye, my dream is that all girls would realize that what makes them different is their superpower.
So this would be like an extension of their superpower.
Absolutely. Every girl has a superpower. And in my mind's eye, what I want girls to do is, on Halloween when everyone's putting on the Halloween costume and channeling the energy of that costume to feel a certain way, I want that girl to realize when she looks herself in the mirror that in fact she is the standard, that she is perfect just the way they are. She is fully equipped to do exactly what she was put on this earth to do. That's
are
the
so
idea.
passionate. I am the energy coming off of her. I'm just like mesmerized because you can tell she's passionate, and the story you're sharing with us with Zara.
Yes.
And just, this is just amazing. I have in God's U, it's a university I work with, her daughter, Sudan, I have to connect the two of you because this is so needed for our little girls of color and big girls.
Absolutely. So this is what's so interesting. I've had interesting reactions. Certainly, they're works of art. They're beautiful to look at, and they
yes, ma'am.
represent all those physical qualities and characteristics that we should celebrate as women
Yes.
and as girls. But aside from that, these are not dolls. We're not trying to put dolls out there. In fact, someone asked me, what are you trying to do with this whole Royals revolution? And I said,
What are you doing with this rose?
the idea is to quite literally transform the lives of all girls. My dream is that we would place 1 million of these Royals avatars in the hands of 1 million of our girls, and not necessarily just to transform their play experience, but to quite literally give them something that represents all that is possible for them. This is not a toy. This is representative of life and all that is possible. This is representative of purpose and of mission and of all that is feminine royalty. That was the other thing.
Feminine royalty.
I needed
love
my
it.
daughter Zara to understand that a princess or a queen is not the damsel in distress that needs a man, or the idea that it's in the strength, in the courage, in the brilliance, in the tenacity. That's what makes someone a queen, and that's what makes them a princess. Case in point, this is Princess Mara.
Princess Mara.
And Mara was born into a matriarchy, so she has an incredible role model. Her mother is the queen. She's a queen. However, she's actually being raised and groomed to be the next commander-in-chief of the armed forces. She is a warrior. And if you think about it in this day and age, for the most part, convention says that militaries should be led by men. And a lot of the commanders of the military forces are men. But here's an example of what feminine royalty looks like. And all that is warrior, that courage, that determination, that clarity of mind and brilliance, that ability to collaborate and to encourage others toward a goal to protect and to nurture. She embodies all of that.
Well, let's, God, I could talk to you for an hour, but you know, the show must go on.
Yes, I understand.
I want you to look into that camera and let our WLBS listeners know how to get one of these dolls, how to support you, what they need to do to help you, to help these girls.
Thank you. Yeah. So the great news is that we just launched on Kickstarter. We launched our Royals campaign on Kickstarter, which means that you can pre-order your very own avatar today. And all you have to do is go to royals.com or go to Kickstarter and search for the Royals avatar or Royals Dolls Kickstarter campaign, or go to one of our social media websites at Royals Dolls.
And how are you spelling Royals?
Royelles.
Thank you. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
coming.
having me.
I love this. I wish you the best. Any way I can help you, I will.
Thank you.
I will. Thank you.
I just want to thank you so much for that, because every girl who takes one of these is a life transformed. So this is our opportunity to quite literally change the lives of
Oh, I
all
know
our
you're
girls.
headed to that million and more.
Thank you.
I'm sure of that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, there you have it, Mukame. Yes, my new favorite name. And just one more time, your information to get this. Just one more
Absolutely.
time.
Royals.com, Royelles.com,
Please.
and look us up on Kickstarter.
Yes.
We just launched yesterday. We're running through to August 31st, and we'd love your support with changing the lives of 1 million girls.
Thank you. Listen, this is Girl Power Day night, and we're going to take a short break. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And we'll be back with Becky Kane, and you don't want to miss this style of singing and the story behind it. We'll be right back.
Andrea Mayberry is the mother to Brashear Gray, and you may know him as Hakeem Lyon from Empire or as the rapper Yaz the Greatest. Well, Andrea helps other entertainment moms rock the business, and she's here with Dr. Renee Allen to tell us all about it. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Now, Andrea, you must be so proud of your son.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I am.
Now,
I'm
tell
very
us
proud.
about how young was he when he came to you and said, Mom, I want to be a star?
He was 14 years old, and at the time he was playing football and basketball, so I thought that he was going to be a football star, and then he got injured, whereas though he had to get surgery, and that stopped his football
That
career.
stopped his football career.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But I uncovered some research that he linked up with Will Smith's manager
Yes.
back in the day from Philly.
Yes.
And that really started his progress. But how do you know as a mother if your child is linking up with the right people, or when you should keep them close or let them go?
Well, we're close. We're a close-knit family. I brought his manager on to help get him to where he is, but I managed him first, and artists developed him, and then we got a call through his manager asking if they had anyone that would want to audition for the role. Once he auditioned, he took off from there.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we were all watching like,
Yes.
who is this guy with Naomi Campbell? If you haven't seen Empire, watch
Yes.
the first season.
Yes.
Get yourself, amazing.
Yes.
So you
Thank
have
you.
this book
Yes.
called Before Empire to help
Yes.
other entertainment industry moms.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
So the book Before Empire, Raising Brashear Gray is about when I went through domestic violence and letting parents know that they too can get through it and they don't have to be with their father just because they had a child by them. Also, the fact that I managed him and artists developed him, the skills that I had in educating myself on what to do to get him there. And then the other part of this book is talking about children with disorders because he has ADHD and what I had to do to educate everyone around him so that he can be the best person that he can be. So I had to educate myself. So with my foundation, Ms. Berry Cares, I want to help parents be better advocates for their children.
I
as
love
well.
this because especially with ADHD, you
Yes.
have children in school and they may be mislabeled as something.
Yes.
And your kid is obviously talented and creative.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show on WLVS Radio. I am sitting here with such a doll baby, such a remarkable woman who has a story from the heart. It's Becky Kane, and I met her and her managers at the unveiling of the new mural at Ben's Chili Bowl. And I just fell in love with you, your performance, your story. So let's not waste any time. Let us know, first of all, why did you start singing? And tell us a little bit about what happened, your journey, and then we're going to hear that beautiful voice.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Renee. You know, me starting singing, it's been a long journey. I've actually sung my whole life. And the first sign that I would become a singer was when I was actually in a stroller, and a pastor prophesied it over me that I would be a psalmist. And it was in a room full of people, and he had doubled back and stopped at me and basically had professed that. And I wrote my first song when I was 12 years old. It was actually a song talking about the death and resurrection of Jesus and just how new life was given. And so I didn't sing that song until my uncle, which is one of my manager's dad, his funeral. And that's where Stephen Hurd's aunt had heard me, and she tried to hook me up with Stephen Hurd. But all in all, this journey with my voice has actually been amazing. I wasn't always the type of singer that had a strong, powerful voice or wasn't soulful, as most people would say. And so it started when about some years ago, I started to have a lot of life crisis, and basically my voice started to change. I lost my voice for about 6 months.
Lost your voice?
Yes, off and on. And pretty much that started to develop this raspiness within my voice that became this soulful sound. And honestly, this was literally a year ago. I didn't sound like the way I sound now, and I was actually rapping and singing. But I wanted to actually let you know that as well as my voice, my writing style changed also. I used to write all of my music based on my story from more of a selfish perspective, but now I write from more of an unselfish perspective, you know, wanting people to derive gems and to gain purpose from my music, and hopefully to save lives, as many as I can, in my own heroism.
Now, what do you contribute that to, the big change?
So, from birth, I came into not an ordinary homestay. My birth mother was actually into a lot of hustling within the streets. She was a prostitute. She sold drugs, and her last penalization was she was incarcerated for murder. And so it's definitely fine, because everyone has a journey, and I'm so grateful for that. Her journey in trying to be the mother that she wanted to be to all 5 of her children wasn't in the most orthodox way, but I like to think that I've learned so much from my left hand, which I consider her, and then my right, which is my godmother who raised me. I feel like she taught me what not to do and the strength to have through those tribulations. I mean, I was actually telling my family I received a letter from my godmother who didn't want to give it to us until we were old enough to actually understand and take in so much. And it was the last letter she had received from my birth mother while she was incarcerated. She had just left solitary confinement, and pretty much was explaining her struggle with the mental health disorder that she had, which being schizophrenia, and how there was no health care while she was incarcerated, and she was just being overlooked. And so for me to hear that, and her still talking about how she had ordered these gifts for our birthdays, and she was pregnant at the time with my younger brother while incarcerated. She had him. And just knowing the amount of strength she had, and then coming out and trying to be that mother to us that she always wanted to be, gave me so much strength that I had a second chance to actually do over what she made mistakes in, you know, and make those right decisions, as she told me on her deathbed. And his aunt, which is my godmother, she raised me. And that was amazing because she partially raised my birth mother and then went on to raise most of my siblings. Yeah. So it was like God sent her, and it was just a truly amazing story. The heartache that I've had as a youngster dealing with abuse, sexual abuse, and physical abuse, and how that shaped the way I felt about my own self-worth. Having a eye defect that caused me to have 3 eye surgeries, and apparently I was going blind in one eye when I was a baby. And so that, and being teased and wearing a patch all throughout school, and just dealing with so much of what the world considers profiling, you know. And for me, coming up as a young black woman, dark-skinned, you know, it's very hard. And so knowing my mom's story now, I'm no longer ashamed of that. And what I try to do with the music that I have is I try to give life to people, you know, those young ladies that needed what I needed when I was young, those young women who don't feel like they're pretty enough, don't feel like they're good enough, don't simply feel like they can fly, like they're wounded birds, you know, they're ugly ducklings. And for me, it changed because I literally feel like Jean Grey from X-Men. I've evolved into the Phoenix, and like it's
Glory
just
to
amazing, you know,
Yeah.
to see what God can do. I mean, my first performance, I had a cast on my arm. And now, coming full circle, I actually ambulate with a cane, but I'm still doing and still continuing to thrive. And that's like the message that I want you young ladies to understand, is that in whatever situation you're in, you are not disqualified. You are still qualified, and you are still more than capable of doing all and the impossible.
Yes, wow. You know, I told you this was Girl Power segment of the Renee Allen and Friends show, and wow, has it been powerful. Your new nickname is going to be Butterfly, because you have cocooned and struggled so long from birth, and now it's your time to fly and to inspire and to pour into other women, and I see you're doing that. And speaking of your music, who are you have 2 managers, not just one, 2. Who are they?
So I have 2 managers, one being my brother. He's actually my biological brother, and love him dearly. My cousin.
What's his name?
His name is Kathan. And if I didn't say this one, his name is actually Rob. And so we have Kathan here. He's also my manager, and just they both do such an amazing job. And it's just so amazing to have family stand behind you.
And the fact that you had 2. Yes. I just wanted to make sure we had their name, because I want to make sure we hear you perform.
Yes.
So you all have to have you come back, because you have an amazing story. But at this time, if it's okay with you, I'd like us to hear that beautiful voice that God has changed for a reason and a season. You are getting ready to listen to Becky Kane right here on the Renee Allen and Friends show on WLVS. Becky Kane!
Tear me up now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shivy dibby dibby doo. Turn me up there, please. Why is your heart so cold? Isn't this getting real old? There you say, everybody got a soul, or so I've been told. Guess nobody really knows. See, I loved you more than you will ever know. Now every time I think about the good times and bad times, I remember why we never tied the bow. Yeah, see, but I've got stories to tell about you now. Stories to tell without you. I never thought I could live without you, but now I'm sure I could live without you. And see, I ain't mad. This was God's plan, and I understand. Yeah, guess down the road I'll just kick the game. it felt so real. Or maybe that's just how I feel. They say time's supposed to heal, but baby, I just learned how to deal. And it's only been about a year. And the lessons I've learned, promise I will never burn. And in turn, I pray you never make a U-turn, 'cause I no longer wanna be of concern to you. See, but I've got stories to tell about you now. Stories to tell without you. I never thought I could live without you, but now I'm sure I could live without you. And see, I ain't mad. This was God's plan, and I understand. Yeah, guess down the road I'll just kick the can. See, I played the fool, but I wasn't wrong for loving you. Yeah, now I choose to love me. That's just what I'ma do. That's just what I'ma do.
Becky Kane, y'all. Becky Kane. Please tell them how to get a hold of you, how to support you, how to purchase your music.
So, you can check me out on Instagram at Becky Kane Worldwide. Also on Instagram at BeckyKane.ent. On YouTube and SoundCloud, you can check me out at Becky Kane. That is C-A-N-E, not K-A-N-E. C-A-N-E. And also, check me out soon. I will be on iTunes, so you'll be able to also purchase this music. The album is called The Risen Queen, and it talks about the death and resurrection of my life. And hopefully that can change so many other women in this world.
Yes. Thank you, Becky Kane. She has a story to tell, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for Dr. H.O. Barner, Hour of Power. We'll see you next Wednesday, 7 p.m. You were amazing.
Miss Renee.